gonna see first before I start anything. Because I also need to get my iPad up. Well, shit, okay. Something fell. That is a problem. I had not even set up everything because I am. Oof. I'm gonna set this over here instead. So, like, that was a interesting sound. Hopefully, that was nothing too important. Still in the process of setting up things because I have not been 100%. But then again, at this point, I think that's just every day. So, I think I can start the music now. We'll see. We'll absolutely see. And then watch how everything breaks on me, too. I'm expecting it. I'm gonna check this real quick, just so. Maybe. Might want to disable. Or turn this thing off. I am going to start music. And 3, 2, and a 1, maybe. And it's so much louder for me. I hear it louder than y'all, so for me it's something I can just hear. Everything looks fine. I'm gonna go with that is actually okay. So, anyone who's joined at this point, I'm surprised that you joined at this point. So, hello, hi, I hope that you, enjoy the stream. It won't be too long, and this music's probably not the best choice, but I just kind of have it. And I swear it's louder than me. I swear of it. But I'm not going to dwell on that because I think I could talk louder. I absolutely can. So I'm going to do one thing which everyone will probably hate. I moved my mic up. And I'm double checking that it's not muted. So I'm just gonna move this over here to the side because I don't want y'all to have to hear the clickety clacks. Yeah, I might turn this off. I don't have any reasoning. If that's on, then this has nothing important. So I'm going to start with I exist, I'm alive. I had to move the time down again because I lay down and my whole body said, you're not getting back up. So I had decided to just lay in my bed because it just wouldn't function. So I love this music, but I think it's kind of distracting. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to change this. I love that one. Let's see. I might feel like I'm gonna skip through things. So I'm gonna see. I figured I'm trying to get my thoughts in order too. I figured I would just do a live stream about one of the stories I have. I have 3 stories, but 2 of them is just really, really brief. The other one is slightly longer because, as what you could tell, the title is like, they won't bother you, they said. I've had an issue with people telling me that when it comes to certain bugs, and if you know what I mean wasps. Wasps are usually not ones that I've ever liked, and I love animals. I hate wasps. Wasps will give me that judgmental stare, look into your soul kind of look, and just, I don't know, they never liked me and I never liked them. And I try to stay as far away as I can from them. So It's really interesting that this has been a story that I have. Now, typically wasps will keep to themselves. If you come near their nest, they'll stop and look at you. But where I am, and my campus has a lot of buildings, but there's one building they all love, all the wasps love. And it's a really high building, so when it comes to the nests, they're not usually remotely at your height. They're not usually at your eye level. Some of them will be about 6 feet above you, but those are very few. Most of them are much higher up to the actual top. And I'm trying to gauge how big it actually is, but it's much higher up than what you typically think. So you think, oh, the wasp will not bother you. They will absolutely not bother you in any way. They should never physically be able to bother you. They bother you. I have 3 instances. For some reason, out of all the wasps, especially the ones I have been around, usually they love to stay away from me. These love to stay right within my viewpoint. They love to stay right where I am, and they do not. I'm gonna turn this a little bit, but they do not leave. These do not leave me alone. They like to be near my stuff at all times. They like to be near me at all times, and I used to eat lunch around that building. Depending on your classes, if you have them, sometimes you can have a really long break between them, sometimes you don't have much time. And, lately I've been with the classes where I don't really have time to eat in between. I've been having to take my food to class. And this is one of those times where I did have time between classes to eat. Well, actually, all 3 of these were. The first time, I was sitting more towards the front of the building, and I decided to go around the back because it's quieter, people were getting out of class, and usually the back area, people were not going out of. And, watching cars go by, watching other people leave a different building, and really, it was more quiet there, surprisingly. And this was during a time where I can call any of my friends if I really wanted to, just to keep me company. Which during this time, usually it's specifically one of my buddies. I don't know if they're gonna be watching this. I don't know if they're gonna tune in later. I hope they do. And they know specifically who they know. Especially the one story I'm gonna heavily evolve. You know. I know you know. And, there's a restaurant, like, next door to the campus. So I'll go there, grab food, come back, and sit at the building. And so one time I was eating, and just so happened there's a wasp on the ground. And I'm like, okay, I can keep my eye that there's a wasp there. He's about like 5 feet away from me. I mean, he ain't gonna bother me, right? Well, slowly but surely, this wasp decided to slowly edge its way closer and closer to me. And then at one point, it was literally sitting beside me, probably about 2 or 3 inches away from my leg. And it decided it had turned and looked at me, like, right in my eyes, and then turned and looked out. Just, I don't know why, but it just sat there. And I'm like, well, I'm terrified, because now if I move, it's gonna sting me. I hate yawning. I absolutely hate yawning. I have where I can't stop, because I probably should be breathing better. But I absolutely do not breathe worth anything. Hello, I'm glad to see you join in. I'm just sitting here kind of rambling about my wasp experience. It ain't gonna be a long stream. Glad to see you here, buddy. And, but yeah, that little wasp was just sitting there beside me, like 2 or 3 inches away from my leg, just looking out, and I'm like, if I move, I'm gonna be stung. And it's not even gonna be just one wasp at that point. It's just gonna invite all of its brethren, which is feet above me, where it's just nests. All around the building is nests. You cannot escape it. So I'm sitting where there's like the least amount. There's like 2 areas you can sit where there's the least amount, which is at a corner of the building. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here and just like, okay, I'll be fine. Talking on the phone with one of my buddies, like, yeah, I'm not being cornered by a wasp here. I'm just sitting here like, okay. Because I don't know what else to do. And then the second time was a similar thing as well. And I'm just like, well, okay, that's 2 times a wasp has sat beside me. I don't know if it's the same one or not. But it was 2 times that had happened. The third time, and of course you hear people say, 3rd time's the charm, right? So, I was again eating, but I had moved a little bit down, so you think, okay, maybe no wasp. Sure enough, I'm eating a burger. And by the time I had the burger in my hand, I just took a bite. There's a wasp that fell, and it's just sitting in my lap. And I froze, and I looked, I'm like, today's the day. Today's the day I'm gonna be stung. Because I'm terrified of them. I don't consider myself having a phobia of wasps, but I am outright terrified because this one is on my skin. It is on my leg, and I'm sitting here like, if I get stung, this is game over for me. And, the music. Every time I talk, you got louder. Stop it. Which, I can change it, but, I kinda don't want to. But I'm holding a burger in fear, and I'm talking with a friend on the phone, so the phone, hang on, I'm just gonna shake a little bit, maybe. So my phone is just like to the side of me on the ground. So I'm talking, and they had noticed that I had shut up because I was talking about something. I don't remember specifically what it was, but I was talking about something, and I think it was about one of the other experiences I had on the campus. And because I went quiet, they're just like, hey, are you okay? Or is everything okay? What's going on? And I sat there unable to talk and all for probably about, I say half a minute, because I'm staring at this wasp. This wasp had turned and was staring at me, and I'm like, this is a staring contest, and I don't like this. And it got worse. Now, I have been fearful of wasps in terms of they're too close for comfort. This one is physically on me, so that's way too close for comfort. And I'm just sitting there with shorts. Or, no, I didn't have shorts. I had jeans. I had jeans on. And I had like this much exposed on my ankle. So, I'm sitting there crisscross, and then, this wasp, after looking at me, decides to go up to my knee and then sit there and look at me for probably solid 20 seconds. They moved down a little bit. He looked back up at me directly. I've never seen a wasp do eye contact more than probably one time in the entirety of my life. This wasp looked at me dead in the eyes again, and he stared. And it's a few seconds less, but then he walked down just a little bit. He stopped, he looked at me in the eyes again. And he done this about 3 or 4 more times until he got to where he is sitting directly on my skin, where that much skin is exposed. And he looks at me for the longest time. I'm sitting there trying to tell my friend with formulating words that there is a wasp on me. There is a wasp that I am afraid is gonna sting me. And when I had told him this was right after it had reached my knee. So backtracing a little bit. It was right when he was on my knees I said something about it. And they're busting out laughing. And I'm sitting there like, I don't want this wasp on me. I want this wasp to get off of me. I don't want it on me. And I've said a few verbal remarks about it out loud because I don't want it on me. I'm scared that it will sting me, and I didn't anger it or anything. So I'm trying to stay still. I'm trying to breathe. But I'm also voicing that I do not like this at all. And they're laughing. At this point, they're crying, laughing on the phone. And I'm sitting there like, how dare you laugh at my misery kind of thing. But I get it, because I mean, we will both do this to each other where if something's happened And we know we're okay, but we would do this where if they had a wasp on there and they're freaking out the same as I would also be laughing because they did the same for me as well. So it's just kind of back and forth thing, and they just had a fun time. So they're like, you laughing at my misery and being interrogated by a wasp. And it's weird because, like I said, this has never happened before, so it threw me so far off that there was a wasp even doing this in the first place. So I was so confused as to why and how did this even happen. And for some reason, when it came to just looking back on the experience, I would be laughing too, and I kind of do want to. But during this time, I had nothing I could do about this. I'm like, if I move, I'm stung. And so at this point, he decides to go to my shoe, and I just kind of like moved just ever so slightly, dangle my foot over the edge, and he fell off my shoe. And this is one of those moments where you think about a cartoon where if they peek over the edge, it just goes flying back up to him. That's what I thought was gonna happen. But now I looked and he's walking around on the ground, and I don't have the heart to kill a wasp. I really don't. And so I left him down there. Someone's coming up the pathway probably a few seconds later after I told my buddy, hey, it fell off of me. I am now okay to talk. I can talk now, but it's still close by. So the person walking all the way through the path, I'm like, be careful, there's a wasp. And they're like, oh, there's a wasp. And they smush it. So temporarily, I felt bad that they smushed a wasp. But then there's the relief of, it's gone. There's no problem anymore. But I felt bad. And, I was like, I just want to let you know there was a wasp. I didn't want you to kill it. And they're just like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's fine. You saved me from the wasp, technically. Because this wasp harassed me. It harassed me and interrogated me. And we just talked, like, very briefly, just a little bit. And they went on their way. And I just kind of sat there like, well, I need to leave before his brethren decide to attack me for finding a dead wasp. And so I ended up moving a little bit, so I'm like, okay, I'm safe over here. And just since that third time, I never ate around that building again, because I am terrified I will absolutely be stung, because that was the third time that there was a wasp. Since then, I have never ate around that building, I never had food around that building, I don't like to go at that building to sit down. Because if I do, I think there's a wasp that's waiting. And it could be either to interrogate me, it could be to land on me, or just be too close for comfort in general, which I wouldn't like. And so I was already like that. And, sorry, I'm gonna have to move my mouse here real quick. So it might be loud. Might be too loud. I love when I get pinged in different servers. I don't want to move anything. I just want to go to this. Thank you. I'm in Discord right now. Sorry. But, pretty much, I'm just trying to do this one thing. But I felt like this probably be a good time to talk about it because, like I said, I don't like wasps. I've had a yellow jacket land on me, and I freaked out because I stood there in silence where I'm just like, I want this yellow jacket gone. I don't want it on my physical body. And luckily someone was able to help me with getting that yellow jacket off, but it's still not a pleasant experience to deal with. And I know this is relatively very brief and all, but I figured it'd be a little fun thing to share. It's stupid, it's silly. And no one technically got hurt. The wasp did. The other two didn't, but that one wasp did. But, and I still kind of felt bad about the wasp. I didn't want it to die, but but that problem was kind of resolved in its own way. I think that's really all I kind of wanted to talk about. Oh, I do want to talk about this. Wednesday, I'm trying not to bombard everyone with the School of Dragons stuff that I have left, but I have a good few of those, and I'll continue posting those. I am trying to redo my account again for, about the Dragons Online, but Dinos Online, to get some more footage. Because I have been banned, so every time I get banned to where I can't even recode it, I have to reset the entire phone so I can redo the entire thing again. And I really want to do the virtual space or the parallel space, but I can't do that because of how bad that storage is. I've been wanting to, but I can't do that. So I'm having a time with that part. But, I think without further ado, I am going to be I'm just going to go ahead and tell you the stuff I'm working on. I'm working on one video for School of Dragons because it's literally my last moments within the server before it shut down. And I kind of wanted to voice some of my stuff on that so it has where I'm talking. I'm still finding some music for it that kind of fine-fitting. It's not best, but I wanted to find something that's somewhat to what it's showing. So I'm still working on that. Again, I'm still doing Dinos Line. I'm bringing that back. And then I am doing the School of Dragons. I'm still doing the Titan stuff. So I'm slowly but surely getting through it. And, I swear that's doing louder than what it should. Hang on. I'm gonna lower that down a little bit. It's probably a lot quieter than what it should be, but whew. But I need to go see what fell downstairs. I really do. I do want to show this. Hey, if one of my buddies is still here, I sent you a picture. I meant to share this with everyone and I haven't. I got me a big water thing. It's a big one. Ah. I got a big one. So, and it still has ice in it. Hang on. I have like 5 things. But yeah, ice! And it carries a good bit of water in there, too. I think it's like 64 ounces if I correctly remembered it. That have a handle on it, I'm able to screw it in and all. And it stays cold. It stays cold for over an entire day. Probably even 2 days if I really want to test that. I probably should. And I got this for like, what, 15 bucks? So, I'm happy with it. And I've had this made since 1:30, and it's 9:03. And it's still cold. And it has a good bit of ice in it. I absolutely love it. And I think that's really all I have. It took me so long to do a thumbnail because my thing kept crashing. And it's probably I'm also trying to start working on thumbnails. Just... I don't know, it's like, I'm here and I'm not here. Hang on. YouTube? Okay, YouTube works. My iPad isn't, that's why I panicked. I panicked. YouTube made me fearful. Well, anyways, interesting tone change. Oh, I wanted to do something, but I don't think I can do it. Aw. Shoot, I'd have to plan it to see if I even can. But, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Like I said, it's a relatively short stream. Thank you all for so much for joining. I came in English today. And hopefully I can do more stuff. Debating on a few things. But hopefully I can do more things and hopefully diversify what else I could do. The only thing is I'm limited with my laptop because I would love to do some live streams while I'm just gaming. And you see I tried, it just doesn't work. Because this laptop is dying. And it's very slowly and painfully dying, but it's dying. I gotta find out what to do for it. I'm still gonna be uploading a lot of mobile things, so if there's something mobile you might want me to do, I can see if I can. If there's something you think my laptop might handle, I can still try. So, we'll see. But, without further ado, I guess I'm gonna get ready to end it here. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. And please feel free to stick around to see what else is on the channel. Again, this is really short, so... Anyways, thank you all, and feel free to leave a like, and feel free to subscribe for more videos. So, I'll catch y'all next time. Bye!